KTVA 11 Sports with Jake Edmonds.
And good evening. It's a cold one up here in Palmer. Everyone bundled up for our KTVA game of the week between the Moose and the Wasilla Warriors. Obviously a huge rivalry. It's the Potato Bowl tonight, but not just bragging rights up for grabs. We also have some playoff implications as well. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. Palmer sitting at 1-2, Wasilla 2-1 currently. If the Moose win tonight, they are in, but if they lose, they're gonna have to hope for a West Valley loss, which would force a three-way tie with Colony, West Valley, and Palmer. Common opponent would be the breaker in the tie. In this case, that opponent would be North Pole. West Valley lost to the Patriots earlier this season, and even if Colony were to beat them tonight, the second tiebreaker would come down to a head-to-head matchup. Palmer obviously beat the Knights last week, so the Moose would advance. In other words, the Moose, if they win tonight, they are on to the playoffs. If they lose, it comes down to the hands of that Lathrop and West Valley game also going on tonight. We'll get you coach reaction and preview this matchup coming up at 6 o'clock. Emily.
Jake, you've got, well, the kind of weather that we're used to seeing you have there. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Dave, I call it football weather. It is a lot colder than we're used to, though. In fact, my right hand is about to fall off with this microphone. All right, we are here for the KTVA game of the week between Wasilla and Palmer, and what a matchup we have tonight. Really going to be a grinded out type of game with both of these teams really liking to run the ball, keeping the ball on the ground. Wasilla does it with the fly sweep, utilizing Devin Otto and the sophomore Mosiah Rank. Otto with 13 touchdowns on the season. That ties him for first among large school players. He's going to likely hit the 1,000-yard mark tonight. He has 966 yards coming into the game. Meanwhile, Rank is on a tear right now. 6 touchdowns in the last 2 games. He's averaging 14 yards per carry on the season. And then on the other side for the Moose, it's going to be Chase Ferris. They'll keep it on the ground as well with him with 13 touchdowns already on the season. He's also tied with Devin Otto, and he leads all large schools with over 1,200 yards this season. He had 42 carries just last week alone in Palmer's win against Colony. He'll try to carry them to another win again tonight. Here's what both coaches had to say about the game.
Wasilla has a very good team this year, and they do well on both sides of the ball, and they're special teams, and they make a lot of big plays happen. So you know, we're trying to slow some of that down.
We understand that they're a good team. They're going to come in fired up. It's the Potato Bowl for them. If they win, you know, chance of them getting a better seed's there. We win, chance of us getting a better seed is there. So that's, you know, our job is to win, number one. You know, not only the Potato Bowl, but on the other side of that is to get a better seed in the state playoffs.
Now, we talked about playoff implications last hour about Palmer. If they win, they are in. Now, Wasilla also some playoff implications. If they win, they're locked in at that number 2 seed. So obviously implications and benefit for both of these teams to win tonight and not just bragging rights. We'll have highlights of this game and like you said, Dave, highlights from around the area coming up at 10 o'clock. We'll see you then.
On the scene in Palmer, it's the game of the week this week. Wasilla and Palmer, they call it the Potato Bowl. Good evening again, sir.
Good evening, Dave, and welcome to Palmer. We just wrapped up our KTVA game of the week between Wasilla and the Moose. It was senior night, and despite the rain and cold, lots of people showing up for the Potato Bowl. And Palmer trying to guarantee themselves a spot in the playoffs, but it was the Warriors making the statement early on. Mosiah Rank from 9 yards out makes it 7-0 early on for the Warriors, and after getting the ball back on the kickoff, it's Rank again refusing to go down, carrying defenders all the way down to the 1 yard line. That sets up another TD. Warriors up 13-0 early on. The Moose trying to keep up though. Chase Ferris around the outside, 13 yards and in for the score. 13-7 at the break, but the Warriors rally off 34 points in the second half. This one a 49-yard TD reception by, guess who, Mosiah Rank, and Wasilla comes away with the win 47-14.
Great win. I mean, not only Potato Bowl, it's dominating the Valley, which, you know, if you dominate the Valley, you get to go to the state playoffs, and that's something that's been known around this area for sure. Played a great team. Palmer came out there to play hard, and we just wanted to show that we prepared for the game.
We played the game with all our heart we possibly can. It's a cold night out here, but it's cold for both teams, and we wanted to show what we had to offer.
Talk about the performances of obviously Devin and Mosiah. It seems like every week they just keep getting better.
It's a matter of what the work they put in, and I think they're getting better because the offensive line's getting better. The cohesiveness of the whole unit, they're understanding the system, they're believing in the system, and week in, week out, that's you just get better if they believe in a system and to keep on working with the system.
You guys struggled a little bit to start the season, but you've rallied off 5 in a row now. What changed in the season, or I guess what's been the mentality of the team over those 5 games?
The mentality has just changed to where they want to be a group of young men that succeed not only in the on the football field, but I mean we're trying to develop them in great young men. And I think if you ask our administration, if you ask people in the community, they see these young men and they realize that they are becoming better young men. I mean we're becoming a great football team, but they're becoming better young men, and that's that's kind of the ultimate goal when you look at the whole scheme of thing in this world.
And with that, all eyes are now set on the playoffs. It should be fun, Dave.